What is up, guys? My name is Robert Donaldson, and today we are back bringing you another Underdog Fantasy Pick'em entry, and we've got another really good one for you today. And obviously, we've been rolling with these, but we barely missed out on yesterday's. We had a three-man entry at the start, but Kyle Schwarber ended up getting voided because that game didn't get played. And then we also had Hayden Wesneski, who ended up striking the last 4 of 6 batters he faced after he went 7 innings. The A's were on top of him early, but they just couldn't finish the job. And now we are sitting at 7, 9, and 2 to start the year. And like I said last video, if you are just throwing 1 unit down on each of these, you are still up 18 units in the early goings, which is obviously great. And if you do want to take part in these, head over to Underdog Fantasy and use my promo code ROBDFB at sign up, and they will match your first $100 up to 100%. And to stay clued in on all of these, just because I can't make a video every single day, make sure you are following me on Twitter or Instagram or keeping tabs on the community tab on this channel, because I do try to post a slip on there every single day. But enough talk, let's jump right into the picks for this entry. And like I said, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be a 3-player entry. And as we scroll down here, we're going to keep scrolling down. We're going to come over the past few games, and we're going to land on this Miami-San Francisco game. And you guys know I love Edward Cabrera today if you watched the picks video, and I love his strikeout totals in particular. So let's take the 5.5 strikeouts to go higher in this one for him. I think this could be a game where he's sitting at 7 or 8 by the time he's pulled, and that might only be 5 1/3 to 6 innings pitched, but I think he can get down early and strike out, 3 of the first 6, or 4 of the first 7, or 4 of the first 8, and that'll put us in a great spot there. So as we continue to scroll down, we're only going down to this Baltimore-Washington game. And one of the most unheralded secrets about this Washington Nationals team, and yes, a lot of people like to shit on them a little bit just because they are or have been bad ever since the COVID year with Anthony Rendon and their World Series run, but man, this team does not strike out at the plate, and this has been going on for about 6 or 7 years now, ever since Dave Martinez kind of took over the job. And I think, again, you look at where they're at as far as team strikeout totals for the year, they're near the bottom of the league in terms of strikeouts. They might actually be at the bottom of the league this year as well. And for that reason, let's take Dean Kramer's 4 strikeouts to go lower than that. I think, once again, the Nats are a disciplined team, and I do think they have a good day today. So let's take his lower on 4 strikeouts there. And then as we continue to scroll down, we have one more entry to plug in. And for those who are a little bit ballsy, I think there's actually potentially 2 in the game that we're going to be scrolling down to. Just give me 1 second. It's all the way at the bottom here. Here we go. So we got Milwaukee and we got Seattle. And there's a few different angles you can play on this. For one, I think Logan Gilbert has a great day. Milwaukee is at the bottom of the league in terms of, or depending on how you kind of look at those stats, they're one of the teams that strikes out the most in the MLB this season, and that's also been a common theme with this franchise for the past 3 or 4 years as well. And Logan Gilbert is due for a really good outing, so you could go higher on his strikeout total. I think that would be a good play, and that would give you a 3-man entry. But what I actually really want to make the official play is Julio Rodriguez going over 8.5 fantasy points. And to give you an idea of what he would need to do in order to accomplish that, it could take a single or a double. It could take just a home run, wipe it out off the board. It could take a double and a walk. It could be a single, an RBI, and a stolen base. It could be a number of different things. And Julio Rodriguez has been off to a pretty slow start, but last night he hit a nuke shot late in the game there, and I do think that sometimes gets a player right, especially when you are going up against somebody who isn't necessarily an established pitcher in the MLB. So what we're actually going to do is make it Julio Rodriguez over 8.5 fantasy points here for our 3-player entry. But like I said, if you do want to kind of go for it a little bit, make it a 4-player entry and add in Logan Gilbert. But we are just going to stick with those 3 players for now. And like I said, if you plug in $100, it'll be a 6-time pair. And let's continue to rake on these guys. Yesterday was a heartbreaker, but we're back at it today, and I'm really excited for this one. So Once again, if you do want to take part in these, head over to Underdog Fantasy and use my promo code ROBDFB at signup, and they will match your first $100 up to 100%. But with all that being said, y'all, I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.